Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. In the last episode, we had a little bit of a lag spike. We got the steel casing and started into Mekanism. There are a ton of butterflies outside my house. I think I'm gonna chop down these trees. Yeah, so we got the we got into Mekanism. We have the steel casing, which enables us to actually start doing some cool work with making let's see, what are we gonna need to make? We're gonna want power. We can get power generation really easily through Mekanism, as well as just kind of working towards setting up our future home. So that is, well, gonna be the plan for today. We're gonna do a little bit of work into Mekanism, and then we're going to go exploring a little bit, as well as we're going to try our hardest to get some planning done for our base. So I've kind of talked about this before, but I want to make a singular building, basically a giant house for our base, for everything. Except for maybe a little bit of the magical stuff will be outside and whatnot, but relatively close. I want everything to be really close together and easy to automate all together. So that is kind of the plan. Let's put the cherry and spruce. We're gonna get a bunch of random tree saplings because the butterflies are kind of pollinating all of that stuff. And yeah, so between episodes I went mining a bunch. We're gonna need some osmium, we're gonna need some iron, I think we're even gonna need some copper today. And yeah, just went mining for a while. It was fun. And yeah, so what we're gonna do first off, I have a lot of things kind of bookmarked here, mostly building materials, which we'll get to later. So let's get into Mekanism proper after we go sleep. So we're gonna start setting up a little bit of Mekanism stuff right away, and then mostly just so we can get power generation and power storage. Now, one of the big things I want to point out is that it wants us to make solar generators right away. That's not going to happen. We're going to actually kind of jump to something else. What I believe is considered the basic tier energy source. But for whatever reason, the quest book wants us to do solar panels first, and then advanced solar. We're going to jump to the heat generator. So I don't know what's the deal with that, but whatever. So what we want right away is we need power generation and power storage. So the heat generator luckily is relatively easy to make. We just need to make a furnace, which, okay, the furnace isn't that easy to make, but we do have some furnaces. And see, some iron, copper, we should have everything. Yeah, so there is a heat generator. So this thing will give us power, and I believe how it works is it needs to have some sort of we're going to set this back here because this needs to have some sort of, well, heat source beside it. So what we can do, you know what, we could put lava next to it. I think what we're going to do, by the way, we have a ton of blood in here, 2 buckets worth. We're going to keep that. We'll probably end up saving it later, but yeah, the butterflies keep falling in and dying. Yeah, we could put lava next to the heat generator, and that would generate power. No problem, but I think what we can also do is just go ahead and put down some fire. And that should be generating, no. Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how this works. Let's grab some lava, and we'll put it beside it. I think the lava works. We'll see. We'll see soon enough. So there's some lava across from here. We'll go grab a little bit of that. And by the way, I got some new armor. Killing zombies and all that kind of fun stuff will give us plenty of armor, just kind of randomly. So it's good to have. But yeah, so if this heat generator works the way I want it to, then this will be pretty basic power while we get other things set up. The main reason that we want to have this right away is we want the Metallurgic Infuser. That's kind of the main block from Mekanism, and that will allow us to have just a ton of really cool stuff. So okay, it is very slowly generating RF. Or FE, I guess. But yeah, so it's generating very little RF, but that's okay. We can add more lava and make it more better. So let's go ahead and do that. Why not? I really hope that the butterflies don't cause any like frame rate issues or any lag or anything like that. So we're just going to have to come back and forth to get some lava. One of these days we'll need to get a ton of, well, basically everything, and stored in tanks and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with the new house that we're going to be building. It's going to be very organic. If you're not familiar with like the terms organic building versus kind of planned, organic is literally just we're gonna just go with it as we build. If we need another room, we're gonna add on. We're going to kind of let the building shape itself from necessity rather than plan it all out beforehand. Because honestly, I don't know what all we're gonna need, how bad things are gonna be. Like, are we going to want just one set of these machines? Or are we gonna want to have like 20? You know, just how much space we're gonna need for every single system we're gonna set up. But part of the reason I want to make a house is because I want to have like a bedroom. I want to have a kitchen with cooking for blockhead stuff, and all that kind of fun stuff. So, by the way, the more lava around, the more it generates. So we're just gonna let this run for a little bit, and we're gonna make some other stuff. So the next thing that we need is the Metallurgic Infuser. So if we take a look, we can take this guy off. And again, the heat generator is going to be temporary until we can manage to make the solar panels. The solar panels are a little bit of a pain. They require enriched alloy as well as the control circuits, which we need the Metallurgic Infuser for. So we need power before we can make this. It also requires a solar panel from Industrial Craft, which is not something I really want to make right now. So that's what I wanted to point out with that. Let's go ahead and throw the netherrack in there. Now we could use the LV capacitor to store power. That would be completely acceptable. We're not going to worry about that. We're gonna make an energy cube. They're not that expensive, but they are a lot better. They store 800,000 RF, so really good. So Metallurgic Infuser. We're gonna need 4 furnaces, an external heater, which is gonna require a lot of LV wire coils. By which I mean like 4 more. So let's see, it's 2 plates. And eventually we'll have all of the immersive engineering machines and all that kind of stuff. We will get to the point where making this stuff is going to be super cheap, relatively. So Metallurgic Infuser, we need copper coil block. There we go. That with the 3 copper will make... we're missing redstone, which we have. Let's grab more copper. So redstone and iron will make the external heater. And then all we need is 4 furnaces, which We have 3. Do I really want... It's coal, stone gears. It's a lot of stone. And I don't have any sort of cobblestone generator right now. So it's literally all the stuff that I mine, which isn't all that much. So let's go into the town. We're going to want to use these villagers sooner rather than later as well, by the way. We'll get into it more when we get to building our house. But we're going to want some stuff that we don't have access to. And a really easy way to get access to it is actually through villagers. So do we have any furnaces in here? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, that even had coal in it. Cool. So we're going to be making something called a market, which is going to give us access to basically all of the saplings and pretty much everything that we could ever want. Organic and food type stuff. It's going to require a diamond block to... Uh-oh, that tree's on fire. It's going to require a diamond block to actually... not a diamond, an emerald block to actually make it. But... Whoops. I had a feeling I should have probably cut... oh my gosh, the flaming butterflies. I had a feeling I probably should have... okay, it can live. I probably should have cut that tree down, but oh well. Happens. But yeah, so we're going to be making a market at some point. We're going to need a block of emeralds. I don't really have that right now. In fact, I don't have any emeralds, but we'll do some trading with the villagers and all that kind of fun stuff. It'll be nice and easy. So now we should be able to make the Metallurgic Infuser. Perfect. Alright, so that should be a quest. Yes. We're going to get a loot chest, which is really nice. We're going to need a ton of the circuits and alloys, so it's a good idea to craft them in bulk or automate the production. We'll do that later once we have better power and all that fun stuff. Right now, we're just trying to get to the point where we can make stuff. We got a smart output. No idea what that is. Let's just throw that in here. Alright, so we're going to hook up the Metallurgic Infuser. And right off the bat, we're going to need a couple of things. So we put that down. It's going to get a good bit of power. I want everything to be RF because I like RF a little bit better. So yeah, this is generating enough power to kind of manage for now. But if we want to make the energy cube, we're going to need 2 energy tablets, which requires 4 enriched alloys, which is just 4 iron, and some redstone. And this is out of power, so that's going to literally just sit there for a while. So this is something that we'll probably kind of let run as we go. It'll be fine. We just let it run for a while, and eventually it'll be done. We can make the energy cube and call it a day. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start working on planning the house. So let's dump off... oh wait, there's one other thing we want to do. Let's put all this stuff back. Put that stuff back. We don't need the chisel right now. We'll grab a bucket of stuff. Of water. But we want to put... let's go back to RF. Upgrades. We're going to put all 8 energy upgrades in here. So that hopefully it's a little bit better with RF usage, so that we can be kind of frugal. It's going to be slow, but it'll be efficient, basically. So let's grab another bucket of water. And what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to make a couple of things before we go down to where our new base is going to be. By the way, how much does it tell me? How much I need for these? It's just 10, so we have more than enough. In fact, what I think I'm gonna do is grab some more iron. So if I think there's 90 in here, I want to use it all up. there's 100. So we're gonna want that. And we'll just let that set and run. It'll be done soon enough. So before we head back to where we're going to be building the new base, we want to make something real quick. A building guide. So we need some glass, a torch, and some redstone. So we just need some glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7, 8. Let's just get this all taken care of. So I guess let's grab more cobblestone. We do have a lot of compressed cobblestone. We'll get more cobblestone. We'll get a cobblestone generator at some point. Okay, there is no generators. I don't remember what that mod is called. There is a mod that has cobblestone generators, so we'll have to do it another way. An igneous extruder would probably be expensive, but not as expensive as a Ender IO machine. So yeah, that's going to require a device frame. That's actually not that expensive. Just requires some gears and whatnot. So maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out a way to get. We'll figure out a way eventually to get this. What am I trying to say? To get cobblestone generation, we could always do. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. So, anyways, let's head over to where our new base is going to be, and we'll talk about that for a little bit. And then I want to go exploring a little bit on camera. See what we can find. We do have our sleeping bag. That is important. And we can talk about some of the blocks that we're going to be using. So one set of blocks that we're immediately going to use is greatwood. Greatwood is a really nice dark brown wood plank. So kind of the plan is we're going to make a Victorian style house. So if you don't know what that means, basically it's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of like relatively square with a turret, so a very circular thing, which is why I made this building guide. So we can put this down, and I have no idea how this works. Do we need like a lever or something? I have a feeling we do. Yeah, so we can make these like sphere mode, no, cylinder mode. We're gonna want change the size. So I think what we can do is I'm not entirely sure what we're, oh, that's height. How do we change? This is a very complicated block. That's not what I want. Let's get rid of that. So you can kind of get the idea. Like this is a cylinder. It helps you kind of plan out buildings and whatnot. So can we? I have no idea how this thing works. So what we're gonna want to do is have a cylinder, a turret type of thing, and these are ghost blocks. They're just there to look nice. I might look into how to use this thing. It it has a weird interface. There is an upgraded version of it, but I don't know how what's different about it. So basically what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna have like kind of a fairly large area, and I'll be honest, doing this like on the fly, especially not knowing how to work this, I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we'll try. So what we're gonna want is probably starting from about here. We're gonna want this house to be like at least this big, and probably about the same size over here. Now, not everything is going to be it's not going to be completely square. We're going to have little alcoves and whatnot. So something I was thinking is like the smeltery, we're going to have that technically outside, but it's going to be in like a little almost like lean-to part of the house. But the reason I have this is for making curves. And one of the big things that we're going to want is, I don't know where to put it per se. Maybe like we could put it in the center. But I think we're going to put it off to the side just slightly. So like right in here. So if this is lined up well enough, it's not, but whatever. We could have something that is going to be curved. And what this is going to end up being is our staircase to get to the upper floors, and we're gonna have multiple floors and whatnot. So something like this. Now I'm gonna need to terraform a lot of this stuff. So the beginning of the house is gonna be kind of off camera. I'm gonna build up the foundation and whatnot, clear out this area, level it off one way or another. We are gonna have a basement, so I know there's a pretty massive cave right below here. That's not that bad. We can deal with that. We can kind of this is back far enough. It's not going to cause any issues. So yeah, we're going to need to do some flattening to this land. But I think it's going to be a nice big area. And then what we can do is like we'll have some other things over in like this part of the island. Now I know this is not technically an island. It does connect to the land, but it's effectively an island. Anyways, one of the block types that we're going to be using, I want to kind of worry about that for the rest of this episode. So we need a better axe. So let's go get a better one. I'm going to leave this stuff here, and I will kind of plot out what I want. It's going to be a pretty massive size house. But it's not going to be like completely open. We are going to have a lot of kind of rooms and whatnot. We'll have the walls will be a little bit hollow at times to have like, okay, we're not going to bother jumping on the lily pads. We'll have the walls be a little bit hollow just so that we can kind of hide wiring and that kind of stuff. But my plan is to have this fairly massive house that is going to provide us basically all the space we're going to need for everything. Solar panels will be on top on the roof, which means I'm going to need to build this up fairly quickly. We could put temporary stuff up as needed, but for the most part, like we're going to want to have this be as we're going to want to have it as kind of finished as soon as possible as we can. So we need to make a new axe head. And I think it's actually called a hatchet. No, okay. Axe head. So I mean, we could just make an osmium. I mean, osmium is a pretty high level thing. We also have in here, we have a broad axe head. We don't want that. that is for a different tool. It's for the lumber axe. Don't really need to worry about that. So we need 2 ingots of osmium. I'm just going to use actual ore if I can find my osmium ore. And we're going to need another axe head so that we can cast it out. But that's not a big problem. So let's see. We're also going to want some gold or aluminum brass. 2 ingots of gold. Alright, let's quickly make a... I don't think I have... And blood is only used to make pig iron. Okay, cool. So we'll put those in there. And we will wait. So what we're going to want to do, we're going to use a bunch of blocks. And kind of my idea is, I'm going to be honest. I really like this cherry wood. By the way, if we want to get a bunch of cherry wood planks, sawmill is the way. Precision sawmill. What's this used for? So does it not work on... Huh. I guess we can't... Throwing on in fluid. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything... A block cutting machine is just going to give us oak. Okay. Fair enough. I guess if we want to duplicate or get more, we're going to need the sawmill from thermal expansion, which is going to be a while because we need a thermionic fabricator as well as a nori crystals. And yeah, that is a rabbit hole. So we'll worry about that later. Anyways, let's cast out the axe head. And then I don't know if we can replace the parts. We'll see. But we'll get an osmium axe. So I really like the cherry wood. So the cherry wood is what our flooring is in here. We're going to use the same type of flooring for our house. And it's going to be kind of awesome. So plenty of cherry wood, which means a lot of butterflies, but whatever. Can we replace parts? Yes, we can. Cool. We have an osmium hatchet now. That is much better. And we can get some of the other blocks. So the interior is going to have the cherry wood, and I discovered a block that looks really cool, but it doesn't look good enough to be on the exterior any, so we're gonna have to probably use it sparingly. We might use it for a basement, I think, but I'll show you that once we get over here. But then the exterior of the house, I want to go for kind of a mixture of things. We're going to be using some brick. We're going to be using some a lot of different woods, and yeah. So the block that I saw that was really cool is these magma bricks from Quark. They are really cool looking. We're going to probably use that for like a basement, or we'll use it for something else. I will eventually use these blocks for a build, but I don't know what yet. Same with the mineral wood. I love the way this looks. It's so blue. It's so cool looking, but it's hard to use with other blocks. There's not many blocks that it works well with. So the exterior of the house, what we're going to be using is we're going to use red stained bricks. They're a nice vibrant red. We're going to use reinforced stone bricks, which is just a little bit of cobblestone and wood. So in fact, because what is this tree, by the way? Sugar maple. I want to kind of see what this looks like. Also, we're gonna be collecting a bunch of different things if we can. We're gonna see what we can find. Oh, it's just maple. Okay. So real quick, let's go ahead and make some reinforced stone. We'll get some stone bricks. Now, this is not the texture that we're gonna use, but I think this is gonna be our foundation. So we have these. They're a nice gray. They're kind of dark, but not too bad. We're going to be using red stained bricks for a lot of the build, because I think that'll be really nice. It kind of gives that Victorian style a little bit more credence. But what we're going to want to do is, I guess, fall into the water. We're going to want to chop down this tree, greatwood tree, and we're going to use greatwood because it's a really, really, really pretty block. So it's a nice dark brown. So let's just chop the rest of this tree. It is gigantic. And we're going to even chop down this other one. Also, there's a lava pool right here, which is really nice because we're going to use that. So let's go ahead and chop down the spruce wood. Oh, great. Now we have to come up here. So let's just clean out this tree. And oh my gosh, this is kind of annoying. Just get that, and is that everything else? Yes. Cool. Let's just do that. Cool. Vein miner is so useful. Alright, so we have a bunch of wood, and by the way, for lighting we're going to use lanterns and whatever else we can find that will look cool. I'm not as worried about lighting right now, so we'll worry about that later, but we are going to be using the red bricks. I like them better than normal bricks just because, in fact, we could probably gather the first bit of those. But one of the big problems is going to come from the main wood block that I want to use, because this the great wood is going to be mostly for accenting, but I really like how it looks. It's so nice and dark. But yeah, we have plenty of great wood just from that one tree. So it'll be pretty easy to build with all that. Let's head back to the village, and we're gonna look at a couple of things, and then there's a few other things that we're gonna want. So this is something I'm not gonna show. I'm not gonna actively place because, in all honesty, I can't. But once we get to land, I'll show that off. One of the main components that we're gonna use for our roof. We're going to use probably a little bit of the dark, but we're going to use aluminum sheet metal, which is just some aluminum plates. It's pretty cheap. Aluminum is in itself pretty cheap as well, so it's not too bad to deal with. But it's going to give us a nice texture for the roof. We'll probably also use some wood. It's just kind of an accent. It's something light to break up all of these dark blocks. But let's drop off all of this stuff, and we're gonna run over to the village, and we can scavenge some blocks over here. So the reason I want to use red bricks versus the standard bricks, the red dyed bricks, is because they are so much more vibrant. So if we can find some actual bricks in this structure, I don't know if there are actually any. We'll see. Also, we can sleep here in a moment. Brick stairs, brick slabs. Let's see, bricks. We can turn the brick slabs into... Alright, let's let's get up here. Let's sleep real quick, and then we'll get up there. We'll make our own bricks eventually. That shouldn't be too bad. Clay is not that hard to get. Hey, that's a brick. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know what I'm counting anymore. I've meant to count every other. We have 12. That's 6. That's the 8 we need. All right, so let's just come in here, and I'm demolishing this house. I don't really care all that much, I'll be honest, but those signs are weird. Let's go ahead and make some red bricks. I know there's a crafting table right here. So we'll get red dye and red stained bricks. So if these are the bricks, that's what the bricks look like. This is what these look like. It's more of the like vanilla brick color, which I think look really nice. So we're gonna have a lot of these dark, and I think the very red bricks will go really well with that. It's gonna be nice, a nice contrast, I think, for all of the color. But then, kind of, what are we gonna make the main building out of? And I'm gonna experiment a little bit with building it. But what are we gonna make like this main structure of the house out of? Well, that's where we're gonna run into the problems. So we have these bricks, the foundation, which again, this is almost solely going to be used for the foundation. The red bricks are going to be used for kind of accents, which I think it looks really nice. It's so red, but it'll look good, I think. So we need something kind of light to offset all this darkness, and so what I'm looking at is either lime wood or mangrove. The problem is we don't have either of those. So there's another type we could try to get. And so what I was doing was I was looking around at the map, and we're going to go over to this coniferous forest and see if we can't find anything that is something we want. So what is this tree? So we're going to need to go either hunting for trees, or we're going to need to make that market. Well then, lime wood is immediately an option. So I like that a lot of the forestry trees just kind of show up. We might want to find some more lime, but try to get some more saplings. What is this? Ironwood. Ironwood doesn't look that great, but lime wood, you know, we're not that far away. Let's head back over, and we can just place this down. One day I'll probably harvest that thing. The astral sorcery stuff, that's something we can work on as well. Like, we have options of what we want to, like, what we can do currently. But let's put down a little bit of this lime wood. So that's not bad, but that's not super light. The mangrove will be much lighter, but there is another type, so that's where we're going to go over to the coniferous forest. And I just want to see what we can find. And I figured it might be dangerous, so let's bring you guys in on this. And if I die or something like that, you can laugh at me. So it's, which that, by the way, is a very real possibility. Fire and Ice, which is the aka Dragon mod, adds a lot of really nasty creatures, which could lead to our death pretty easily. So this is spruce, this is olive. I like the olive trees, but it looks a lot like the cherry. So, hey, it's a frog. So that's not something we can really do anything with. But I do believe, one, this is where our original spawn point was, I think. It's been a while since I generated this world, but I'm pretty sure the original spawn point was over here. But let's try to find, this is fir. Not what I thought it was. We can get some saplings at least. So fir tree is not bad. I think it's a little bit better than the lime, but it's a little too gray. So that's disappointing. That's not what I was hoping for. But we're going to go through this forest just a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too laggy. Maple. Oh, hey, those are maple syrup. Alright, we'll eat some of this once we can. So this is a pine forest, or a fir forest, rather. I was hoping for pine wood. Pine wood is also fairly light, so that could probably be an option. What do we have over here? Hey, it's a hedgehog. Oh my gosh. You are adorable. There's also lava around. Alright, so that is getting into another biome. I'm not entirely sure what... Okay. A lot of maple trees. That one is weird. It got replaced. There's something up here. Structure. A lot of weirdness to the terrain generation, so it's going to probably get a little laggy. Apologies. One of the first things I'm going to do once I get a chance to is upgrade my RAM so that I can hopefully record these and not have any issues whatsoever. Run them at higher settings and all that kind of fun stuff. Alright, we have some biggies. Bunch of big ravine. Okay. So we're going to continue going this way just a little bit longer. That's a silver lime. Not gonna worry about that right now. There's another structure. Let's take a look in here. Anything gonna spawn or anything? What even is this? Alright, I know quark adds just a ton of things. This is really weird. I have no idea what the structure is supposed to be. That's the weirdness to me. Anyways, let's head out this way. I don't really see anything. Alright, there's something I want to see over here. I think this is a meteorite. Ooh, there's a purple tree. Also bees. Yeah, that's cool. That is really neat. I think it's supposed to be a meteorite landed. But that's really cool. Oh, it's just a cherry tree. Alright. Well then, I guess let's continue exploring this way. So what we need to find is a mangrove biome. So is that a mineral tree? If it is, I want to show off what that looks like. It totally is. Yes, it is. So mineral wood is so blue. It is the bluest of blues. It actually has a really nice texture as well. So that's something that we might end up using as at some point for something. I don't know. We'll figure things out. Anyways, there are a ton of fruit trees around here. So that's good to know for later. And what is this biome? It's a forest. Biomes of Plenty adds a bunch of different biomes. Some of them are really cool. I like how the trees are generated here. Is that a lime tree? No, that's a maple. Okay. The trees look really interesting, but lots of water. Water is bad. We want to stay away from water. There's a lot of really nasty mobs in the water from the Fire and Ice mod. Plus, we need to be careful because we could encounter a dragon at any time. So that's not something I really want. There are signs of dragons, like you'll know usually, unless it's out patrolling or anything like that, but you'll usually know before you encounter the dragon. You'll see the signs of one, but let's go ahead, get across here, and then we'll sleep as soon as we can. We can also go ahead and look at this. Cool. Grab all that. We'll grab the chest as well. Why not? And let's sleep. Alright, cool. So, this episode's getting a little bit long, so I'll tell you guys what. It's actually froze a little bit. I will tell you guys what. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and end the episode off here. I'm going to make my way back to the base. What I will do is between episodes, I will start getting a little bit of stuff built. And I think what we'll want to do for next episode is probably look into either some better ways to explore, although that terrifies me for other reasons, or we might, actually, let's look real quick. So we explored all this. Down here is a shrubland and a savanna. I might want to look up how the mangroves spawn, but I think what we'll probably end up doing is using the market. We'll just need basically 10 emeralds, which we have 1 currently. So I don't know, we'll figure something out with it all, but what we're gonna want to do is get to work building the house and start moving things over, start setting up systems and whatnot. We're gonna want steel production going pretty well and all that fun stuff. So we'll probably start working on that. We might start looking at unlocking a few other gates, just so we have access to more stuff to do and go from there. So that is going to be it for this episode. I know we spent a lot more of it walking around and talking, but let's actually grab the fur. I just want to see what this looks like. I don't think it's going to look that great. Yeah, this is definitely better than the fur, but I think the mangrove will be better than both of them. The pine trees, by the way, pine wood is also kind of grayish. Yeah, basically there's a lot of planks, and I want something that's kind of light and not overly I don't want to use birch. I don't care for birch, but we want something that's kind of light, that is kind of also more whitish than gray. And I think that will look best, and that's kind of what we're going to use for a majority of the house. So we'll need a good supply of it. So I think the mangrove trees are probably going to be our best bet. We just need to get access to them. So we'll work on more gates, more production, more power, more everything, and also kind of focus on trying to figure out the best way to get the mangrove trees. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!